I love you, Freddie. You're such a good boy. You're such, oh my god, wet nose in my mouth. Best boy. Are you gonna go play with your friends? Are you gonna go play with your friends? Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Is that you crying?
Okay, let's go. No.
Ugh.
Okay, it's gonna be so much fun. Okay, I did not film yesterday because yesterday was election day and it's like next level stressful. So I've literally just like had my stomach in knots all day yesterday and all day today, but feeling a little bit better. Just finished up my morning skincare routine. I'm using quotes because it's 4:51. I didn't just wake up, but I did just do the whole morning routine because it's been a rough one. I think we all can relate to that. But I did want to take a moment to introduce you guys to a really great skincare line. If you have social media, TikTok, Instagram, you likely already know what it is or use it. Or if you've never heard of it, I'm happy to be introducing it to you today. The brand is Curology, and this portion of the video is sponsored by Curology. Thank you so much. So Curology is a monthly subscription of skincare that's been custom created for you by a dermatology provider. So I have here my cream. As you can see, it says my name on it. A lot of people do not have the means, the funds, or the time or the energy to go see a dermatologist or an esthetician and get regular facials and what have you. I personally have never been to a dermatologist before. So a line like Curology is really great because you don't need insurance, you don't need a referral, and it doesn't come with the crazy price tag that a lot of those visits can cost us. But you do get personally paired up with a licensed dermatology provider that can kind of assess your skin and recommend a custom formulation based off of what your concerns are and your medical history and whatnot. And I'm set up to receive a monthly supply of my personalized skincare every single month, and I can cancel at any time. I can skip a shipment, and as my skin changes, my provider can kind of tweak and alter my personalized cream as well. I can recommend something to you, or a friend or family member can recommend something that works for them, but we all have different skin types and we all have different needs. So it's really nice having that personalized experience where someone can actually assess your skin and custom create a formula for you. So my custom formula, if you're curious, has niacinamide, tretinoin, and tranexamic acid. Essentially, my main concerns are clogged pores. I don't really have any issues with acne, but I'm noticing first signs of aging. As you guys know, I turned 30 this year, so I'm really just hoping to like keep everything up here. So that's my formula, and then it also comes with a cleanser and a moisturizer. And what's funny is anytime I bring up Curology to anybody, someone has like a story about how they're using it and they love it. Most recently I was with my friend Greta and I was like, oh, I gotta run, I have to take a call with Curology to talk about this video. And she was like, oh my god, I love Curology. They literally helped my skin so much. She was struggling with acne and her custom formulation really helped clear her skin up. So I thought that was really cool to hear, like, real people that I know that are loving and using the brand. So if you guys are interested and want to check it out, you can use my custom link down below in the description after this video. You can get a 30-day free trial, so you can try it out. So it's totally free. You just have to pay under $5 for shipping and handling. So yeah, I think that's a really great deal. So I think you're really gonna like them. So thank you so much, Curology, for sponsoring and for being cool. Okay. I'm like freaking Kourtney Kardashian right now. I just got back from the dentist. As you can see, look at when I lick my lips. Oh my god.
This is fucking terrible. Okay, so I gotta open my door, it's hot. So yeah, I just got back from the dentist. Well, I didn't just get back, I just got to my car. It kind of was like a little bit of a disaster. I can't take myself seriously right now. I had to have 3 cavities filled. So I went in today to have them all 3 filled, but I had 2 out of 3 filled, which honestly isn't bad. The reason because I freaked out in the chair. Because did anybody else know that Novocaine has adrenaline in it? It has epinephrine in it. Me, the girl who can't even have caffeine, like literally can't drink iced tea. So I had a reaction to that, which was, so I already had anxiety, because you guys know, I just have anxiety, okay? So I'm like explaining to the dentist, I'm like, I really like have anxiety, whatever, whatever. And then he's like, okay, just like breathe deep. I'm like, I'm okay, like I'm not even afraid of needles or like the dentist or whatever, which is true. It's all just like mental. And as someone with anxiety, specifically like I have a lot of anxiety like around my health. So if you can relate, you know that we're like constantly scanning, registering every little sensation and feeling. So like this whole thing driving me absolutely nuts. Like I'm like, I can't feel my fucking face. This is crazy. So it's so frustrating. So he gives me the Novocaine, which like honestly it was fine. Like I was like not having that much anxiety. Then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm shaking like a leaf, and I'm like, oh my god, like I had my peppermint oil. Every doctor and dentist and anybody who like ever knows me is I'm like the peppermint girl, because I'm always like the whole place just reeks of peppermint. So I'm like, he's like, are you okay? Are you alright? And I'm like, yeah. My heart, oh my god, this is not what I did. Yeah, I started undressing. He's like, ma'am, stop it. No, so I'm like feeling my heart and it's like pounding. I'm like, why can't I relax right now? And he's like, and that's when he told me, he's like, it has adrenaline in it. And I was like, okay, yeah, probably should have told you, like, not good for me, like at all. So at that moment I was like literally like a chihuahua, and I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. So he's like, not a problem, like you just sit and relax, we can make an appointment for you to come back. He's like, the one with the epinephrine helps it to like work better and faster. He's like, but we do have one without, so if you're sensitive to that, he's like, I'll make a note in your chart and we won't do that for next time. And I was like, okay. Thank God for the dental assistant, who was like the sweetest woman, Sally. If you happen to be watching, like, thank you. And she's just like sitting with me and just chatting, and she's making me feel so much better. And you know, the adrenaline only lasted about like 10 minutes, and then I'm sitting here just like fully numb, feeling a little bit better. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have to goddamn come back and do this all over again. Like if I go now, I just have a numb face for no reason. So I'm like, Sally, is he like working on somebody else? She's like, no, this slot is booked for you, he's probably just relaxing. So I was like, okay, go get him, let's just like get this show on the road. So just made a apparently I can't say F words. Made a fool of myself, and then was like, JK, let's do this thing. I kept trying to like make jokes, and he was kind of just like, okay, like, let's do this. I'm like, sorry. Anyway, so because I bullshitted around and wasted everybody's time, I ended up, he only had time to do 2 out of the 3. So I have to go back and get the 3rd one filled, but it's only like a half-hour time slot, so no big deal. Just have to deal with this again, and we know now not to do the adrenaline one. So if anybody out there is sensitive to it, there's a little tip. Honestly, the adrenaline thing was the worst part. It wasn't even bad. It just like, I didn't know what was going on, so I felt like I was going, like, losing my mind. But other than that, the anticipatory anxiety, way worse. Honestly, the worst part is this goddamn situation. Like, okay, so what happened was, so I had 1 cavity over here and 2 fillings over here, and he ended up doing like 1 on each side, right? So this one, I can't feel, oh my god, this feels like a foreign, this is someone else's lip I'm touching. Anyway, I had one back here, so all this was numb. So he started drilling, and I could still, oh my god, there's somebody. He started drilling, I could feel it, so he had to give me more Novocaine. And he gave me the one without the adrenaline, and honestly, like, no side effects. So I started drilling, I could feel it, gave me more Novocaine. Started drilling again, I could feel it, gave me more Novocaine. Long story short, I can't feel anything. Like, I am so numb on this side of my face. I fully can't wait till this goes away. This is awful. Here's the takeaway. Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. You're paying them, you know? It's like, whatever. If you go in and get some Novocaine, you're like, actually, I changed my mind. It's like, okay. And that's my prerogative. Also, don't be afraid of the dentist. It's like, honestly fine. And also, just make sure you have someone like Sally next to you. Just like this female energy, just like, she was like blowing air on me and like Vaselining my lips and just, she was great. That's been my afternoon so far. This is like what I would look like with a ton of Botox in my face. Ah, oh, awful. Wait, this is like what Britney Spears looks like. Is that what happened? Is this what Botox feels like? Because if so, I don't want it. I can't feel like this. Does it feel numb or it just feels like you can't do it? I don't know. Someone tell me what Botox feels like. Oh my god, this is a foreign... I had a face transplant. Alright, I have to go home. I hope I can breathe out of the snow soon. I can't breathe at all. How long does this last?
You see, even there, Biden's doing better than a Democrat normally would in a Republican county because it's mail-in ballots. But again, the biggest piece of real estate here is Clayton County. There's a scattering in some other counties too. You know, by a couple
I think he's gonna do it. I'm like,
number one, if that margin between the two
Georgia is like literally neck and neck right now. I'm still holding out for Philly, you guys. Come on, Philly. Hometown, pride, we gotta do it. My mouth is not numb anymore, but my stomach, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep until I know.
They could be received after election day, so theoretically, we're at kind of a theoretical level.
Biden surpassed Trump in Georgia.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Who's there?
What?
Ted,
What?
it's actually me.
Really?
You have to open it.
How do I-
I know the election results.
You do?
Yeah,
You have them?
I just got a call.
They're in your pocket?
They're really good numbers.
Oh my god.
But one of the ways that we can bring people together is around an agenda that works for families.
Wait. Okay. Put your arms out.
Come on. Joanna! Do you know who the president is?
Alexa, play Celebrate by Kool and the Gang.
Celebration by Cooling, game from Ted Spotify.
Kool and the Gang.
Cool. And? You didn't even answer my question.
What?
Do you know who the president is?
Kamala Harris.
Our first disco president.
It's
been such a lovely, wholesome day. I'm currently cooking some beef stew in the crock pot. It's not looking delicious yet because I still have about 4 hours to go, but it's one of my favorite things to cook when the weather gets cold, which it has. It was so nice today. So it finally feels nice and chilly here. I just like walked around the house, did a little vacuuming, made a beef stew in the crock pot, dusted all my plants. It just felt like such a nice, wholesome day. Speaking of wholesome and plants, I thought it would be fun to give you guys a plant tour. Some of you might be into it, some of you might not. That's fine. But for the past like year and a half, I've gotten so into plants. I love collecting them. I like taking care of them. I love watching them thrive. I just love it. You know, in the past couple weeks, I've gotten a lot more plants and a lot of different varieties. So I've taken some time to like learn about them, figure out what they like, you know, what they don't like. And yeah, so I thought it would be fun to just do a little plant tour. This is really inspired by the fact that I've recently found, or should I say, it has found me, plant TikTok, and so now I'm addicted to plant TikTok. Anyway, let's just start in the living room. We have a peace lily. Oh, I wanted to mention, because a lot of people are always like a little bit confused of, you know, I'll have a plant that's toxic for animals, and I have 2 cats, and so they're a little bit worried. My cats do not care about plants. Like literally, to give you an example of the total disregard and lack of care of the plants, like maybe I watched her just fully use one of my plants as like a step stool. Like she just like was walking along my dresser and the plant was in her way and she just was like, oh, I'm just gonna step on it and keep going. So just to give you an example, I know I'm very lucky in that way, but yeah, so I don't have to worry about toxicity or anything like that because they just don't, they ignore them. Anyway, so here's my peace lily. So this is a recent purchase. I'd never had a peace lily before, and now I have 2. This one had some 2 beautiful white flowers, and they were gorgeous, but I had to cut them off because they died. I was kind of stupid. I didn't realize those were its flowers. Like I thought it was like they just always had those, and then I read that it's actually kind of rare for them to bloom inside the house. So now I'm kind of sad and worried that they won't come back. So if anybody has any tips, let me know. But this one kind of intimidates me a little bit because there's just so many leaves and I can never tell if I'm like giving it enough water. I think it's happy so far, but I don't know. Like I feel like I watered it maybe like either too much or too little in the beginning. And so that's why it has these tips, but I've since been testing the soil with like, I have like a little meter. Wait, I just got off Amazon that tells you like if it's too wet or too dry. So I've been going by that, so I think it's okay. This is the other peace lily. You guys may recognize this gal from my last vlog when she was drooping and not doing so great. She is totally thriving and loving life. We've got 2 new leaves coming. Yeah, so she's doing great. This is a different peace lily. I don't really know the different kinds, but this one didn't come with blooms, so I don't know if she ever will, but I just really liked how big and lush the leaves were. This guy, look at her. This is a cast iron plant. I was just attracted to these leaves. They're so dark green, and there's just so many of them, and they're just like very lush. I feel like it makes this corner look like a beautiful rainforest, and these do really well in shaded areas, which I thought would be perfect for this back corner since it doesn't really get much light. We got this guy up here. This is a new rubber plant that 36 Vine sent me. So far, so good. Okay, now we're into the bedroom. We have, this plant really means a lot to me. It doesn't look like much now because I just recently repotted and clipped off some areas that to propagate. because this is, oh, sorry, this is, if you don't know, this is a golden pothos. These are, if you're just getting into plants, this was like my first plant, I think, in LA. If you're just starting out, or if you feel like you know, have a black thumb, brown thumb, whatever, this is a great plant to get. You pretty much cannot kill them. They're so easy. Just be sure never to overwater your plant. Essentially what I do is, when this plant dries out, it will kind of like curl. The leaves will curl. You'll be able to tell it looks thirsty. And so I wait for that signal, and then I water, and then it perks up like the next day. And then it's happy and thrives. It grows so fast. You can see these like little leaves. We got a leaf coming here. These are really easy to propagate, as you can see. I just recently propagated, so there will like, leaves will start growing out of like these little nodes. So I did that because it was really side heavy, and I wanted to kind of cut it back so that more leaves would grow down here, because the new leaves grow on the end. So it's going to be like more bushy in the middle. So right now it looks a little sad, but it's going to be cute. Here's my other rubber plant that I've had for a while. This came with me from my old place. These are just really easy. They don't really need a lot of water. So every so often I'll just check the soil if it's dry and give it a little bit of water. But for the most part, I honestly forget about it and it's fine. This I think is another pothos. I just recently got it. Yeah, it's already looking like so much more lush and full, and I love it. We have this guy here, which I've had, a friend gave this to me probably like 2 years ago, and it's grown quite a bit. It's not a super fast grower, but it's grown quite a bit since she gave it to me. It could probably stand to go into a bigger pot, but I don't really want to do that. But anyway, it kind of thrives. I water it not very often, and it's just pretty and doing well. I forget what the name of this is, so maybe one of you know. I have it on my phone somewhere. This is a plant that kind of was an asshole for a little while. It's been thriving for the past couple years, but when I first got it, it was like shorter and really like all of this was like all the way down the stalk. And I found out pretty quickly that these really like a lot of light. As you can see, it started kind of growing out towards the light. So since then I've always kept it near the light, and it does really well. It grows like new leaves at the very top here. The only thing is now it's getting so long, and these are all bare. So I need to figure out, I probably can like behead it and reroot it, but I want to double check and make sure first because I don't want to ruin it. This is a new purchase. This is my Monstera. So beautiful. This leaf came damaged, and it's such a shame. Maybe like as more leaves grow, I might, you know, cut this one off just so that it looks nicer overall. But yeah, we got some like new leaves coming. We got this brand new baby here that's starting to unravel. Very exciting. But yeah, these are so gorgeous. It likes a good amount of light, so I have it here in the corner window because this room gets the best light. And I just dusted it. Would you look at that shine? Oh, and as I was repotting it, I accidentally knocked off a leaf, so I'm gonna try and propagate it. We'll see what happens. I got a heartleaf philodendron up there. I believe they're as easy to care for as the pothos. I think they're very similar, so yeah, that should be good, but that one's new. Okay, so this is a prayer plant that I also got from 36 Vine. This was kind of an asshole in the very beginning, even though these are supposed to be very easy to care for plants. And then someone gave me a tip in the comments that they actually prefer to be watered with filtered or distilled water, so I've been only using filtered water since, and I pulled off some of like the dead that I had killed a little bit, and it seems to be doing okay. These leaves are like opening up, so I think it's gonna be doing okay. This is just some snake plants I'm trying to propagate. These I think take a long time to propagate, so I don't know when I'll start to see roots, if I will see roots, but figured might as well try. We have a snake plant up there. Sorry, it's a spider plant. Apparently these are fun to propagate because these are like the little babies. So I don't totally know how to propagate them. I'm gonna have to Google it and figure it out because that'll be fun. But this guy just hangs up there. Seems pretty easy. This is my snake plant that I propagated from. This is maybe one of my first plants in LA as well. These are great for like beginner plants if you feel like you're always killing things, because these can really be neglected. I just cut off a bunch of those stems because some of them are growing so high that they were starting to kind of flop over, and I want to keep them nice and strong. So as you can see, I've cut them down here and we already have a new stalk growing. This one's just a really nice plant. They call it, I think the nickname is like mother-in-law's tongue, because you can't get rid of it. So yeah, these really easy. Always err on the side of watering it very little versus too much. One of my ferns, so far these are doing okay. I've been keeping the soil moist and spraying them. But you know, we have a few dry dead bits, but for the most part I think they're doing okay. But I still want to do some more research and experimentation just to like help them thrive. I know some people like get humidifiers for them, but like they're all over my house. What am I supposed to do? Just have a freaking rainforest in my house? I don't think so. This, gorgeous. This is, shoot, I forget. I think it's something like Red Valentine or something. I believe it's a Chinese evergreen. Anyway, this had a gorgeous flower on it, kind of like the peace lily, but that ran its course, so I cut it off, and it looks like another one is coming here, so I'm very excited. How gorgeous is this plant? I mean, honestly, speaks for itself. I have some cacti here and succulent or this is aloe, I believe. This thing never does well, and I don't know. It gets a decent amount of sun here. I've had it for so long, and it's still like kind of hanging in there, but these kind of die often, so I don't really know. This cactus is so easy. It's honestly like never grown, but it always just is healthy and stays like this. So, yeah, I don't know. This guy too, it started growing, I think this is like a bunny tail or bunny ear cactus or something. Oh my god, look how long this guy's going. That's a new development. Yeah, it grows these like tiny little cactuses on them. I probably could propagate them from this, but I don't really care. Okay, we're getting into some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff here. I forget the name of this. I do have it on my phone. It's like a silver something, I think. Really gorgeous variegated leaves. This thing so far has been really easy. When it starts to kind of droop, like I'll probably water it in a couple days, and it'll kind of perk back up a little bit. But we got some new leaves coming here. It's just very gorgeous, very happy. Probably one of my favorite aesthetically is this rubber plant. Like, how freaking gorgeous in that white pot, and these dark, dark green leaves. Oh my god, it has like the red vine. These are just, they call it a rubber plant because obviously it looks so fake. I just love this. This is fairly new. Okay, we have another monstera. This one is sitting on my makeup table. I don't want to show you too much of the room. I'm still currently working on the office reveal video. It's like so much footage. Ted is starting to help me with it because I'm just a bit overwhelmed. So hang in there. I'm so excited. I really want to show you guys so bad, but I put so much work into this that I really just want like the reveal video to work out. So hang tight. I'm really truly working on it. But anyway, monstera hasn't really split yet. I see a new leaf coming in here, and this one is a little bit split, so that'll be cute. Here's my other fern. I don't know, like this one is like, seems to be doing okay, but like it's drooping a little bit. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know. Again, I don't really know about ferns. I just think they're really cool looking. That's my other fern. Same thing. Seems okay, but maybe could be better. Look at this gorgeous gal. I forget the name of this one, but really, really pretty pink flowers, really leafy. This one seems to be just thriving and really easy so far. It's like right next to the window. It doesn't get too much light, but yeah. I don't know what this is, but it's good. Yeah, so those are my plants, not including any of them outside. You guys know I'm like obsessed with my cactus. Which is right there, which is actually not a cactus at all. I just call it a cactus because it looks like a cactus, but it's actually a succulent. I just love it. I think that cactus is what actually got me into plants, because seeing that go from like literally 1.5 feet. I bought it at like Lowe's or Home Depot or something. It was like $20, and I really wanted a cactus, like a big one, but they were all so expensive. So when I saw that like little guy at like Home Depot or something, it was $20. I was like, oh, you know, this is cute. Little did I know that it would be like taller than me in the next 3 years. So I just love that thing. I've recently repotted it, gave it new soil, and I just love that thing. Like it's my child. And yeah, I have a lot of succulents out there. I really like, what I'm loving about having a yard is like, I love to just like putz around out there. I've been doing like a lot of research on like landscaping, and like there's some rose bushes here that have been on the property for 40 years, and they were just looking like they've seen better days, but they still bloom, like they're very much alive. So I just like did some research on like how to prune them, and I like pruned them the other day. I like pruned our bushes that line the back of the house. I just feel like I look around and I'm like, look at that. It's just like, I don't know, it's gardening has been, and like taking care of plants has been so rewarding, because it's just like, you know, when you're stressed, it's just something to do to like unwind, and it's really nice to then see it pay off, you know, like it's like you revive something, and then like a couple days later you see it like coming back to life, and like, I don't know, it's just like they're living, and you get to like take care of them and see them thrive. It's so fun. Or when you propagate them, like you're just like, okay, I just made this plant, like I just cloned it. It's crazy. Plants are nuts. Anyway, I'm so into them, so I hope that was fun. Yeah, it's Sunday, and I guess I should end this vlog because it's the end of the week, but wow, what a good week. Good for democracy, good for, well, that's probably it, but you know, it's been enjoyable. It's definitely put me like in a good mood. Like I'm just walking around the house like, oh, isn't life grand? But yeah, I'm gonna go, and thanks for hanging out with me again this week, and I'll see you next week.